Good day and God bless everyone. I am Jesil A. Pitogo, a student from North Central Mindanao College of Maranding-Lala, Lanao del Norte. I am currently taking a Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Mathematics. For today's video, we are going to discuss the peace theme number 6, which is resolving and transforming conflicts. Together with my group members, let's start with Noval, Leanne, Faith A, Pacaldo, Apple, Jane G, Partosa, Leizl, Jane C, and yours truly. Okay, so let's start with the word conflict. Okay, so I know that some of you here already know what is the meaning of conflict. And conflict is very known to us. Okay, so conflict is a natural part of our life. Conflict is everywhere. It could be seen in home, in school, in market, in company, and even in church. So conflict is everywhere. Fortunately, conflict can be managed and also can be resolved. So if conflict handled well, parties in dispute may find opportunities to improve the relationship and grow from conflict experience. Okay, so let us define what is truly the meaning of conflict. Okay, so conflict is from the Latin word conflictus, which means string together with force. Again, conflict came from the Latin word conflictus, which means string together with force. Okay, so according to Forsyth 1990, it occurs when one's action or beliefs are unacceptable to and resisted by other. Okay, so conflict mostly occur when our actions or our beliefs are unacceptable to or resisted by other people. Okay, so conflict also occur in dyads, groups, or larger societal structures. Okay, you as a student or you as a person, have you ever questioned yourself why do conflict arise? Okay, so have you ever questioned yourself that why do conflict arise? Okay, so according to WER 1979, in the national or global levels, okay, so in the national or global levels, conflict may be caused by, okay, first is territorial disputes. Okay, so territorial disputes may cause, why do conflict arise? So when we say territorial disputes, so it occurs when official representative of one country make explicit statements claiming sovereignty over specific piece of territory that is claimed or administered by another country. So for example of this is the territorial dispute between Philippines and China because of the West Philippine Sea. Okay, next, ethnic and religious animosities. So it is a conflict between two or more contending ethnic group. Next is ideological, and power struggles. Okay, so depending one's authority or credibility. So this is also maybe the cause of why do conflict arise. Next is the social justice. So social justice refers to a political and philosophical theory that focuses on the concept of fairness in relation between individuals in society and equal access to wealth, opportunities, and social privileges. So this is also one of the causes why the conflict arise. Next, we have search for statehood. Okay, next, we have trade and market competitions, and next is contest over economic resources. Okay, so that is for national or global levels that conflict, or maybe the cost why do conflicts arise. Okay, so in complex of interrelation within our immediate setting, conflict, okay, so complex of interrelation within immediate settings. So conflict may be the caused by, okay, first we have misunderstanding and miscommunicating. So this one is very common in our house and even in our school. Next, we have unmet expectations. Okay, this is one of the cause why do conflicts arise. Next, we have incompatibility of ideas, opinions, and beliefs, values, goals, and interests. So this is one also maybe the cost of why do conflict arise. So this one is common for in school. Now there are some students that is incompatible of their ideas, opinions. So that is why maybe the cause of why do conflict arise. So we have distrust and competition over material resources, coercion, defense of honor, desire for revenge, intolerance, and the last one is power struggles in group situation, among others. So those are the cost of why do conflict arise. Okay, that is according to where 1979. Okay, next, let's proceed to our next topic, which is entitled Dealing with Anger in a Conflict Situation. Okay, you as a student, how would you deal your anger in a conflict situation? Okay, so when we say anger, anger is one of commonly experienced emotions when parties are in conflict. Okay, so I know that some of us here are experiencing anger. So of course we are human and we are experiencing a lot of emotions, and one of those emotions is anger. Okay, so anger is not merely irritation or disappointment, but a combined feeling of disappointment, anxiety, and indignation that signal our body to prepare a fight. So it may take the form of a verbal or physical attack. It becomes destructive when we express it in a way that it creates harm, hatred, or alienation. So it is not common to us to hear some stories or even news of people being killed or hurt after an angry exchange. Okay, did you know that anger may also cause adverse effects in our health? Yes, anger may also cause adverse effects in our health. So anger sets off the surge of stress hormones, which can damage arteries and heart muscles that lead to irregular heartbeats. These exist hormones can constrict blood vessels, jam the artery, and trigger a heart attack. So anger is not just emotion, but it is very dangerous to us, especially in our health. So anger can also make us sick when it is repressed. And unexpressed anger can drives our blood pressure up when our muscles are tightened. So anger turned inward may also cause hypertension or depression. Oh, see? So being anger or this emotion is very dangerous to our health because it can cause high blood or hypertension, okay, or even heart attack. So anger can also be destructive when we can no longer function normally and become less productive. Our ability to think clearly is compromised. This destroys our ability to positively continue with our work or studies, putting our careers or goals in peril. So anger is not just an emotion, but it is also an emotion that is very dangerous, especially to us people that sometimes can feel angry. So again, be aware that anger is very dangerous emotion. Okay, calming our anger is better alternative to discharging or suppressing it. When we are angry, the brain signals our pituitary glands and never endings to produce adrenaline. So the surge of adrenaline into the bloodstream gets us ready for a fight. So here are some ways to change our emotion. So to change the form of anger. So these are some ways to change the form of our anger. So this is the first way to change the form of our anger. So first is recognize that you are angry. Okay. So you recognize that you are angry. So aware of the emotion. Okay, you must be aware of the emotion that you are currently feeling, and then it can help you to cool it down. So when you get angry to that woman or to that man, so claim it. Recognize that you are angry. So that is the first way to change your mode. Okay, so recognize that you are angry. So next is distance yourself from the situation. Okay, if you are angry, then leave the anger scene. So leave the anger scene. So you must changing the environment, albeit temporarily, and it will help you to calm down. Okay, second is distance yourself from the situation. Next is release anger physically in direct forms. So there are many indirect forms. So it could be shout it out and let it shout it and let it out in a place where no one can hear you. So you can shout your anger on the place that no one can hear you. Okay, next is hit a pillow or punching bag, a mattress or anything soft to reduce adrenaline level in the hands. Okay, next, draw it or paint your anger. So you can draw or paint your anger out, or you can walk, run, and swim vigorously. Hit the gym, exercise, because people who exercise have lower levels of stress hormones and small increases in heart rate and blood pressure. So this is according to Reyes 2006. Okay, next is use relaxation techniques. Okay, so another thing or some ways to change your mood is use relaxation techniques. Okay, so breathe deeply many times while saying a calming words or phrases like relax. Okay, you just breathe and say relax. Okay, I am angry, then relax. Okay, then paint pictures in your mind of happy thoughts and experiences, or go for a massage, do meditation techniques. Okay, that's for number 4. And for number 5, calm your mind. Okay, calm your mind. Okay, talk to yourself. Think of alternative to your anger as well as consequence. So if you explode, ask yourself for a question whenever when we are angry. So is this important, or is my anger appropriate? is the situation modifiable? So is it worth taking action? So that's it. So that is one of the best way to change your mood. So calm your mind. Okay. Next is for number 6, apply therapeutic techniques. Okay, so apply. So first, turn on TV and watch an entertainment show, or go to the movies. So you can, if you are angry, then leave your house and then go for a movie. Okay, then or listen to the music, or play an instrument, a musical instrument, sing or dance, take a shower or longer bike, take a cold drink, or stroll in the park, in the small or in the mall, and tinker with your computer. So there are many ways to change our mood, to change our anger. Okay, so this number 6 will help you to change your anger. Okay, let's proceed to number 7. So turn to spiritual support. So for me, this is one of the best way to change your mood. So you need to pray to God. Okay? So pray for patience. So understanding and the will to forgive. So if you are angry, just pray. Okay? Pray for patience, understanding, and the will to forgive. Okay, so you can visit also your place of worship and offer your anger. So sometimes if I get angry, I am doing this one. I play some worship song to ease the pain and to ease anger. Okay, so let's proceed to number 8. So use social support. So sometimes people, when they get angry, they went to their friend's house to talk with. Okay, so yes, you can use a social support. Okay, so talk to your family or any friend or family member or a friend. So get a hug from your loved ones. It could be your boyfriend, your mother, your sister. Okay, like that. Or cuddle your pet. Okay, so this help you to ease the pain or to ease anger. Next is number 9, redirect energy. Okay, when you say redirect energy, you can clean your room or your house. If you are if you're angry, then clean all your house. Okay, then redecorate your place or tend to your garden, and this will help you to ease the or to change anger, to change your mood. Okay, so for number 10, cry it out. Okay, if you feel that this is not appropriate at all, then cry it out. Crying is therapeutic. Again, crying is therapeutic. It allows body to eliminate damaging stress hormones. Okay, sometimes if I am so angry, then this is my best way to ease the anger. So I cry it out, I shout it, I cry so much. Okay, for me to ease the pain, for me to change the mood, to change my mood. So this is one of my best way to change my mood from anger. Okay, so again, the 10 ways to change the form of our anger. First is recognize that you are angry. Distance yourself from the situation. Third, release your anger physically in direct forms. Use relaxation techniques. Calm your mind. Apply therapeutic techniques. Turn to spiritual supports. Use social support. 9. Redirect energy. And the last one is cry it out. So these 10 ways will help you to change the form of your angry. Okay, so my report ends here, and Miss Leizl Partosa will be the one to continue my report. So that's all for today. Thank you and God bless as always.
Good day and God bless everyone. I am Leizl in Partosa. So for today's discussion, we will be talking about some important matters with regards to how do we directly express our anger. So this is the continuation of the report of Miss Jesil A. Pitogo. So now, I'll render my part by discussing further details as the continuation of this particular topic. But first, let's do a quick recap. So, we've been through the first part, resolving and transforming conflicts, and second is dealing with anger in a conflict situation, discussed by Ms. Jesil Pitogo. So now, I will discuss the assigned topic for me, which is how do we directly express our anger, how do we deal with other people's anger, main options in dealing with conflicts, steps in the collaborative problem-solving approach, and the last one is some tips to a good dialogue. So now, I will start my discussion, but first, let us define anger. So anger is the one of the more commonly experienced emotion when parties are in conflict. So anger also is an emotion characterized by antagonism towards someone or something you feel has deliberately done you wrong. Anger can be a good thing. It can give you a way to express negative feelings, for example, or motivate you to find solution to the problem. But excessive anger can cause problems. So now, let's proceed to the next slide, which is how do we directly express our anger. So in the picture, if you, as you see, I have here like a thermometer or a scaling for your anger. So first is describe the behavior that angers you. So when describing the situation or the behavior that angers you, avoid hated words like hate or even angry. Instead, use less intense words to describe your anger like frustrated or disappointed. This will emphasize that you are not one to lose control in a difficult scenario. So as you answer, keep your tone even or light. That is, you don't want to seem fired up just recounting the situation. So for example, here is, I notice that you speak to me rather hurtfully this day. So the second one is describe how you feel about the behavior. So when describing how you feel about the behavior, get a handle on what you're feeling. Be more specific than good and bad. Try to pinpoint the emotion that you're feeling, such as jealousy, guilt, loneliness, hurt, and so on. Use I statement or use I words. Talk about your own feeling without placing judgment on the other person. So example here is, I am very sad. So the third one is describe the reason for your feeling. So when you describe the reason for your feeling, talk to him in a nice way. Always lower your voice and consider him or her as your friend, not an enemy. So example here is, I considered you a good friend and I do not want our relationship to fall apart. So next is, how do we deal with other people's anger? So if there is a chance the person will become violent, forget this material and focus on keeping yourself safe. So if the person is not going to be violent, so try and. So in order to deal with other people's anger, you should allow them to express what they truly feel, and you should listen to every word they're saying. So, through listening, you can understand what he or she is feeling inside. Next is do not counterattack. This means that you should just let them vent their anger out, for it will cause more chaos. Next, it will cause more chaos if you counterattack. Next is stand in the shoe of other. So you must learn to put yourself in others' position. By doing so, you can understand what they are feeling. Next is help him or her to calm down. So try to figure out what can help him or her to calm down, just like a glass of water. Next is clarify the things that makes the both of you misunderstood things. So once he or she is done talking all the things that made him her upset, you can explain your side or situation. Then try to explain your side in assertive but not confrontational way. So you can state the concern and frustration you have clearly and directly without hurting the people involved. So next is look into an option together. Instead of focusing on what made you mad, work on resolving the issue at hand. And if we cannot deal with others' wrath, use for help. So, seek help for an anger issue if the anger seems out of control, causes you to do things you regret or hurt those around you. Seek for help, either family member or an expert. So next, we will proceed the main option in dealing with conflicts. Avoidance or withdrawal, when the person is no power to change the situation. That was the meaning of avoidance or withdrawal. So next is aggregation. So when we say aggregation, this is when the person considers the issue is important and will use power to achieve his or her goal. Next is accumulation. This means when a person gives up to preserve harmony in the relationship. And next is compromise. This means when both parties cannot get what they want fully and they usually meet in the middle. Next is the collaboration. When both issue and relationship are important to the parties. So when we say about collaborative problem solving, this is one of the main option in dealing with conflict. It is taken when both issue and relationship are important to the parties. Hence, a mutually acceptable solution is sought. So now, I have some tips in collaborative problem solving. So first is storytelling. So when we say about storytelling, it means exchange information on what happened and what the parties want. So the second is focusing. It means that the both party focus the discussion on each other's underlying needs and interests. And the third one is thinking up. So think of all the possible options that can reconcile if need. And the fourth one is concurring. So evaluate alternative and agree on the best option. So next is here's a tip to a good dialogue. So speak in a gentle manner first. The second one is think carefully of what you are going to say. Third is use the I message or the I word. Then fourth is admit your own responsibility to the conflict. And the fifth is avoid using hazy statement and global words such as always and never. 6 is be willing to tell other person his/her positive attributes. 7 is show positive regard and respect. And 8, be tough on the problem, not on the person. 9, don't take anything personally. And the last one is be solution-oriented. So, that's the end of my part. Thank you for watching and listening. Have a good day, everyone.
So, hi everyone. My name is Pacaldo, taking up Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Science, a second year student. So, welcome to my video, student. So, this topic is a continuation of the report of Ms. Leizl Partosa. So, my topics are what is mediation, listening tips from conflict resolution to conflict transformation. So I know that this is not your first time to encounter the word listening. So listening is one of the most important skills that we can have. For instance, we listen to obtain information, we listen to understand, we listen for enjoyment, and we listen to learn. So there are 5 K active of listening techniques or tips that you can use to a better and effective listener. So the first one is pay attention. So you should give your undivided attention to the speaker and acknowledge the message because it's an insult dia when someone is talking and no one is listening. Aside from that, you should avoid being distracted by environmental factors like side conversation, chika-chika, marites-marites, diba? Then the second one is show that you are listening. So, use your facial expression, use your body language, smile, your gestures, so that the speaker can acknowledge that you are engaging. Oh, they are listening. They understand what I am saying. So the third one is provide feedback. So as a listener, our role is to understand what is being said. So it may require the listener to reflect or to ask question. Like for example, you want to clarify something or you want to pinpoint something. Then you can ask question. Sample questions are, what do you mean when you say this one? Or is this what you really mean when you say this one? Diba? So the third one is it frustrates the speaker when someone interrupt out of nowhere. So the fourth is the deeper judgment. So allow the speaker first to finish each point before you ask questions. So at the end, so you can ask question. You can raise your right hand to ask question. That is the proper way. So the last one is response appropriately. So if you want to give your opinion, if you want to answer, then you should be candid, open, and be honest. Take note that you should assert your opinions respectfully. So let's move on to mediation. So what is mediation? So, mediation is a structured discussion where an impartial person, known as mediators, help you reach an agreement with someone else. So, mediation is a form that's what's known as EDR or alternative dispute resolution. So, types of EDR includes mediation, negotiation, arbitration, facilitation, and several others. So, wait. So, one thing about mediation that confuses the people is that who made the decision. So, in the court, the judge is the one who decide who win or who lose the case. But mediator is not a judge. Mediator is a person who attempts to make people involved in a conflict to come to an agreement or to a settlement or a go-between. So, mediator do not decide or do not make decisions during mediation or to take one of the both parties. Mediator is a fair to everyone. So, here is a very unique way. Think of a mediator as a human GPS. So instead of navigating road accident and construction, mediator will help you navigate difficult conversation and miscommunication. So the mediator will use their special skills and training and knowledge to help you find a new path to an agreement. So, once that everyone is satisfied, and then you don't like the conversation that is going during mediation, then you can take a different direction. So, just like an electronic GPS, it helps you adapt or to find a different route. So, a good mediator will help you identify a new path to a possible agreement. So, there are plenty of benefits of mediation. So, first one is confidential. So, mediation is confidential. So the second one is voluntary. So you can control the possible outcomes at the end. The third one is faster. So mediation is faster than litigation. So the last one is balance and fair. Mediation is balanced and fair to everyone who is involved in the issues, in the conflict. So mediation is successfully used in our everyday life by a couple, a family, in businesses, the government, the court system, in religious, the non-profit organization, in schools, in the communities, and people like you. So there are 5 characteristics of a great mediator. So first is objectivity. So mediator are completely objective and cannot allow themselves to be involved to a potential outcome because there is always an opportunity to help the both parties or the both sides to realize what is happening. So the second one is creativity. So mediation is in or for itself a creative process. So the goal is to think uh, the goal is to think sana, a solution outside the box that is agreeable to the both parties. So the third one is perseverance. So the mediator should have the ability to think ahead of the things that simply weren't going as you wish or as you hope that would be. So the fourth one is negotiating skills. So mediator that do not have the power to force the two parties to an agreement. That is why I said that mediation is voluntary. So mediator must be a good negotiator to have a problem solving attitude and to create a solution that is necessary for mediation. So the last one is communication skills. So few things might happen during mediation without a good communication. So the mediator must not be only good in communicating, but he or she must understand the process of communication because the mediator are the one who control the flow of the communication. So, mediator must continually reframe and restate what they are hearing because it will help them eliminate negativity that can often damage the mediation process. So, let's go to the conflict resolution. So, what is conflict resolution? So, conflict resolution means working to address a particular issue between the parties who is in conflict. So, uh, let's say that it is successful, but what happened when they continue to fight again and again? So, let's go to conflict transformation. So conflict transformation look at the issue that people are fighting about. So the deeper issue, the root of the issue. But it's like looks take a look at here, but it looks deeper of the relationship between the groups. Okay. So, conflict transformation was first articulated by John Paul Leizl. So, Leizl explained that the recognition of the feelings such as fear, the anger, the grief, and the bitterness on the part of the two parties who is in conflict will help them to understand, to grow, and to commit to change. So people weren't satisfied with just stopping the fight and resolving the issue because it didn't address the deeper problems that caused the people to be in the conflict in the first place. So, conflict transformation, in essence, is the effort to create peace that is rooted in justice. Because without it, then there's no peace at all. Diba? So, two two takeaways. First is we need to look at the conflict differently. We need to narrow down and look at the immediate problem that people are fighting about. So the root of the problem. But look at this. But take a look at a deeper issues that underlying causes that lead to the people to be in a conflict in the first place. So the second one is conflict can be an opportunity. While it's violent responses to a conflict, that's the true problem. But conflict itself isn't necessarily bad. So because it's a chance to take a look at the same of the deeper dynamics that are leading people into the conflict. So the root of the problem. And because of this, it will lead to a far more lasting peace in the long run. So I think that's all. Thank you and see you again.
Good day, so I am Leanne with Noval, a student from Bachelor and Secondary Education, major in English. So now I am going to report about the peaceable classroom. The Camige Choral or adolescent development hold that mutually respectful relations are imperative for intellectual development and growth at 1989, cited in Goodnow 1992. Goodnow likewise posits that belonging and acceptance are potentially important factors of learning. So, the Camige Choral believes that mutual respect is necessary for intellectual development and growth. So, and as well as the Goodnow asserts that belonging and acceptance are potentially important in the factors of learning. And now, Lentery and Patty at 1996 put forward that there are relationships between distress, anxiety, and the ability of our memory to work. And then, Schweitzer et al. 1999 write that one of the vital tasks related to a successful academic experience is being able to establish successful interpersonal relationships in the campus. And now let's proceed to what is classroom. So the concept was first coined by William Cridler, an elementary school teacher and conflict expert who saw that conflict in the classroom was caused by many factors such as miscommunication, exclusion, the inability to express feelings appropriately, and the lack of care and respect for each other. A peaceable classroom is characterized by affirmation, cooperation, communication of feelings, and peaceful conflict resolution. Damaged self-esteem is one of the known effects of bullying. Students, guidance counselors, and teachers interviewed from different secondary schools in Manila confined that victims of bullying withdraw or keep themselves frequently from class, and some drop out. Grades are also reportedly affected. So, the damage of self-esteem is one of the known effects of bullying. Why? Because it can affect our self-esteem. It can affect our grades. And then some maybe drop in their class because of they their self-esteem was being decreased. And now, creating a peaceable classrooms in a way to help students respect and appreciate each other regardless of differences. And now, here are some ways to help that creating atmosphere of love and acceptance in our classroom. So first, declare your classroom a zone of peace and establish rules to achieve it. Introduce your students the concept of a peaceful classroom. So, do not tolerate any kind of bullying. Lay down ground rules at the beginning of the year that are posted for everyone to see. And next, as the teacher, let the peace begin with you. So why does the peace begins with a teacher? So be a peaceful teacher. It is the responsibility of the teachers to model a peaceful society in the classroom. And next, affirm your students. Say something positive, show interest in what the learners have to say. So, showing positive affirmations daily in the classroom can help students succeed by changing their mindset. Next, express feelings appropriately and encourage students to do so. Teachers should learn how to manage their anger. So, when there are situations that makes you angry, avoid from being so aggressive. Because as teachers, we should choose to say nice and kind words to our students. Next is the encourage respect and for acceptance of differences. Talk to your class about the importance of respecting differences. So our world is constantly changing, and as it becomes more diverse and interconnected, the students or children need to understand that all people are unique. We are all unique. Like like skin color, sizes of the body. So we should respect the differences of the individuals. Next is that employ more cooperative than competitive activities. Promote positive interdependence where students learn the skills of communication and collaboration to reach a desired goal. Cooperative activities are those that will enable the class to work together to pursue a goal. Students should work as a group or as a team. Students can share their strengths and also can develop their weaker skills by by co- by helping each other or working together. And next, teach students how to resolve conflicts peacefully and constructively. When there are hurtful situations, take an active role against it. So for example, when conflict do arise, provide students an opportunity to resolve their issues together with the help of the teacher or with your help through peacemaking process. Next is that practice students' skills communication. Many conflicts in the classroom arise because of miscommunication. So miscommunication is that they don't really understand or they misunderstood what is being told or what is being said inside the classroom. There are times when what we say is not accurately received by the other or by the students, or when what we do is inaccurately perceived. The students should clarify if it bothers to them. So they should ask to avoid a miscommunication. So, and now, a peaceable classroom is one where students feel safe and secure. It is a place where they grow as a person without threats of being ridiculed, marginalized, or hurt. A peaceable classroom is one where students feel safe, secure, and comfortable in their learning environment. It is one of 4 strategies for incorporating conflict resolution skills and concepts into learning to help students to resolve disputes without resorting to violence. So that's all. It would end here, and thank you and God bless.